Okay, this is sort of a vlog, catch-up, personal vlog, a few things I want to touch on. First thing is my face. I've got facial palsy, and that was news to me. I mean, I've heard of that before, but I didn't know exactly what it entailed. And interestingly, scientists still don't know exactly what causes this. They think it's viral. But apparently they're not. There's nothing conclusive about what the cause is. But the symptoms are pretty clear. Oh, sorry, Olive. Part of my face is paralyzed. So if I'm mispronouncing things in this, Olive, come on. If I'm mispronouncing things, I'm sure. I hope you can understand. So it's been tough. The last couple of weeks, just finishing up the semester, I had an enormous amount of tests to check and then paperwork to do. It was tough. I logged an extra 50 hours. Obviously, I need a new system. That sucks. 50 extra hours work in order to get my paperwork done. I had a little bit of exchange with David Thiessen. He's occasionally does op-ed for the Korea Times, and he's a fundamentalist Christian. And recently, with the changes with the Korean Ministry of Education, Science, and Technology, they changed things. They put out a suggestion to the publishers of books, science books in Korea, and apparently a few of those publishers actually changed the content. They took out the archaeopteryx and horse evolution. Now, I don't know exactly the nature or the reason why. I suspect they tried to portray it that scientists don't actually hold that archaeopteryx is conclusively an ancestor of modern birds. And I'm aware that is a debate. So if they excluded it for that reason, well, that's fair enough. But obviously, creationists are celebrating this as a sort of coup and one step in their campaign of removing the lie of evolution from the science curriculum. That's a little bit worrying, I guess, but I tried to engage David Thiessen, and but it's really difficult to find common ground with the fundamentalist Christian, because if you're familiar with them, they actually believe that people not within their faith are maybe under the influence of the devil, and it's really they foster an us and them mentality. So I'm wondering, is it possible to find common ground? I tried to engage him, and his first misgiving was, not surprisingly, he's saying stuff like, well, you know, I've had these debates and evolutionists generally just name call and insult, and I'm not sure if that's a fair way to typify them, but apparently that's his experience, so fair enough. But I assured him that's not the way I roll, so come on, let's have a little exchange. I want to see your point of view. I want you to expand on this and see what you think. But he just wasn't going to go for that, and he apparently did make a rebuttal and answered some of the questions that I asked him in our email exchange on his blog, but then he refused to give me the link so that I could see his answers to my questions. So I suspect he's being a little bit disingenuous on that. Anyways, my question: I believe in a community where you have people of different beliefs, different faiths. And I believe my ethics, at the core of my ethics, is we have to be able to tolerate each other's differences. So it's the eternal question with this sort of ethics. How can we tolerate that which is intolerant? Now, here I am accusing, at least implied, accusing a fundamentalist Christian of being intolerant. Well, I used to be a fundamentalist Christian, and yeah, they were in a big way you're taught to be intolerant of and suspicious of everyone who's not in your organization. That's the way they roll. So how do you deal with that? And how do you try to find common ground with someone that's taught that the people outside your faith may be under the influence of the devil or satanic forces? And anyways, there's a risk of them corrupting you. So I'm wondering, what's the next step in dealing with that issue of those people in our community? I'm an educator, so I have to be able to be open to people of all persuasions. And so it's not an option to do what David Thiessen suggested, that I could just start name calling and stuff like that. That's not going to work for me. I do suspect he was being disingenuous, because I gave him no reason to believe that I was going to use insults and so on. But nonetheless, he just wasn't willing to share his answers to my questions on his fairly ambiguous statements that he's had in the Korea Times. So it starts on the 21st of June. So if you go back in the archive or look up David Thiessen, and you can see what he's saying. It's some pretty interesting things he has to say. Bottom line, he thinks it's a great thing that they've accepted those examples of evolution from the curriculum in Korea. Anyways, my doctor I visited today, neurologist, says that this could take about a month to repair. So I don't know. I have some old video footage that I might have to edit in order to keep doing videos, because this is kind of uncomfortable, and it's a little, I'm not that self-conscious, but I am a little. So this is kind of showing you guys me at a weak point. So, but I guess I've gone there before. Anyways, that's all I have to ramble on about today. So 72 Day Star out.